Welcome back. It's still Super Insight, and of course, this time around, we are looking at a Nigeria without you. I mean, how do you think that map can actually stand without having you and I in it as Nigerian? And of course, my guests to actually talk on that are team leader Green Our Nigeria, and is Sonny George Duru, and Jacob OKWUDIRI, the program director, Green Our Nigeria. They're here to tell us those things that we need to do to make Nigeria regenerated as it is. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Team leader, let me start with you. You know, when you came in, I was asking, what's the R for? The green R. Why the R?
Yeah, the R there stands for regeneration, because we are looking at, some people sometimes may have used the word revolution, but we don't believe in revolution. We believe in regeneration. Whether information or intellectual revolution, what we believe is regeneration. We believe in building and raising a generation of people that will build a nation. Because a built child will build a house, and a built child will destroy the built house. So with this ideology, with this philosophy, we have this NGO called the Green Our Nigeria, because we are charged with the responsibility of raising a group of people that have the right mindset and imparted with the ability to take actions that will cause positive change. So that's what we do.
So let me ask you now, Mr. Jacob, in your opinion, what do you think will be the actions that should be taken to put us back in the right step?
Well, just like what my colleague has said earlier on, the concept Green R stands for regeneration of the Nigerian mindset. What we are working towards is trying to ensure that, you know, everything prior to this hour that we're having is as a reflection of what our leaders in the past or what our parents have taught us. Now, if you're going to build a future Nigeria, if you're going to build a Nigeria with hope, then we need to start working on the mindset of the present-day Nigerians, especially the youths. So that is the action that the Green R is out to implement.
Well, how do you do that?
We do that by going to communities, we go to schools, we go to organizations, we organize conferences, conventions. People put together to really inspire them, to really teach them and show them the way, inspire them into doing the green thing. And this green thing is anchored or derived from the place, which is be faithful, loyal, and honest. So if you are faithful and you're loyal and you're honest, then you are doing the green thing.
But you know, with the different, with let me not say challenges, with opportunities we have in the country, people are really fed up with the country. I mean, from some of the callers, they feel like actually leaving Nigeria for other country. Now, how would you bring back such a mindset that has really written off the country? How would you do that?
That's the beauty of the whole process. That is exactly what we're doing. Because for me, for example, I've had opportunities to leave the country too. But if we all leave the country, who then will build the country? Who will have a home to come back to? And home is still your home, no matter how bad it is. So we have a home, we have a place, we have a country that we should be proud of. So all it needs is to have people like us, Nigerians should wake up and begin to see hope. Nigerians should wake up and begin to be productive, be peaceful, be patriotic, and productive. So these 4 P's are what we work on. That's what we tell people when we go to places or when we organize our programs. We are encouraging them to see hope, because there is still hope in Nigeria. So long as you are here, well, God did not make you a Nigerian by mistake. He made you a Nigerian, you are a light, then let your light shine for others to see. And thank God.
All right. Well, I'm sure you wanted to add to that.
Yes, what I wanted to say or add to that is that, there's a saying that everybody has a circle of concern, and there's also what we call circle of influence. Now, what we as Nigerians have been seeing prior to this hour has been our circle of concern. Things that we want done in a particular way, things that are not working the way they should work, those are circle of concern. But when you now begin to look at it, that beyond the circle of concern, you also have what is called circle of influence, where you can begin to influence things and make it happen. You discover that normally the circle of concern is wider than the circle of influence. But the more you work on your circle of influence, the broader it becomes, and then you were able to shrink the circle of concern. Then my advice to every Nigerian is that while we should not be looking at what is happening because we know there is nothing we can do about it, but within our circle of influence, let's start in our own little way, begin to be the change that you desire.
So who should be your targets? Are you looking at the older generation or the young minds like us?
We are looking at every Nigerian, because the older generation, some of them, they still have listening ears to listen and hear, and they are still willing to change. So they will change, though a few of them. Some of them are already committed, some of them have already compromised, some of them are already trapped in a particular situation. So coming out of it may not be easy for them. But we still believe that a few of them that can still change, the older generation I mean now. Then for the younger ones, the youth, those ones are just the people we have a full eye on, because they just have to wake up to do the great thing.
Well, let me just take last word from you, Mr. Jacob, before we go, regarding the Nigeria without you, and making people understand that this is actually one country we cannot leave.
Yeah, that statement, Nigeria without you, is actually a preemptive assertion, which is aimed at stimulating the mindset of an average Nigerian to let you understand that you were not created in this world, or you are not a Nigerian by accident. You are here because there is a purpose for your existence. Discover that purpose and fulfill it.
Well, your last word before we go.
Yeah, the Nigerian without me is to us, it's a movement. To us, it's a program.
Okay.
And there are a set of actions put in place. Do you understand? That we are looking at driving our people, Nigerians, with a mindset of beginning to see that Nigeria with you in it. A Nigeria where you have played your own part. Because if God made man and charged that man with a responsibility. Now, if you fail in your own responsibility, then you have failed. Then you can as well die and live. But any man born is born with a solution to a problem, either in your immediate family, your community, or nation at large. So, and the talents in you are pointers to the gift or to the problem God has you are born to solve. So that's what we're trying to reawaken this consciousness, to bring back to mind this point that you have to be a problem solver. You just have to find that party, that space that you have to fill, either in your family, in your community, in your state, or nation at large, even the world. You are born with a solution to a problem.
Well, before we go, let me just pick out something from your statement there. People tend to say Nigerians do better out there and not here. Why is that becoming a daily trend? Nigerians are also doing good in Nigeria. But it may look like they're doing better outside because of the society and the system out there. But we have Nigerians at home that are really doing good. But the system doesn't really kind of project such personalities. That we have people that have done some things, inventions and good works and good things done, but the system does not really project such acts or such good work. So that looks like nobody's doing any good thing. No. There are Nigerians at home that are doing great work. They're making Nigeria proud. Even out there too, they're also doing. So that's a balance. I don't believe that they're only doing out there and nothing's happening at home. Do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, I think why Nigerians seems to excel outside is this. Now there are certain level of expectation. There are certain minimal things that once it's in place, it helps you to work. For example, now we're in this studio talking because some minimal things have been put in place. But assuming you, as the presenter, you have to go and use your money to buy a camera. You have to use your money to do a lot of things here. I'm sure we'll not be sitting where we are now. The challenge for those in authority is that do what you're supposed to do. Provide the minimal things for Nigerians. I believe in Nigeria of today, and I also believe that there is hope for this country. But leadership has been a major crisis. We have to face that reality. So as we get it right with leadership, we get it right with Nigeria.
All right. Well, we have been looking at the Nigeria without you and still super inside. And of course, I guess I've been Sonny George Duru from Green Our Nigeria and Jacob OKWUDIRI here telling us how we can actually still be Nigeria, make Nigeria what we all want Nigeria to be. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to have you again.